My religious aunt recalls a family tragedy in a car ride. The story spills out of her mouth like a communion wine. We had just come from dinner, so it felt appropriate to drink her every word. Her expensive name brand purse, her pulpit, she ends her sermon by saying, "It shows you the power of the hand of God." My family members humbly moved out of their minivan bench. My uncle nods from the front seat. Even Santo Niño bobbles in approval from the dashboard, the rear view rosary swaying like a desperation prayer. And my universe stone and sage burning queer moody self wants to sigh holy breath. But I realized you can't tell anyone how to worship. My aunt, an unrecognized God herself, speaks as if Jesus is her own son, perpetually surviving and mourning the death of actual Jesus and her actual son, this fiery hell of a family of ours. How can she not see the God in herself? Why is she not the church's focal point? Why do our knees not buckle in prayer when she enters the room, as if we don't call her first before praying to whatever is up there? And maybe it's that we don't want to give the ending away. But maybe this is what it's been all along. But maybe it's also why I've never seen myself as holy. While I've offered my body as a sacrifice to my relationships, while I've told lovers I'm not even worth praying for, let alone pray to, and I may have never flooded the earth or banished curious fruit pickers from my garden, but I have made an overdrawn bank account pay for wine to heal myself. I've swam in the deepest end, drowned, died, and resurrected, and no one even noticed at work on Monday, and isn't that godlike? I've untangled myself from my stepbrother's grip, ran 1,500 miles north, and still came out with some pretty fly shoes, my God. And there is no book about me, no commandments I list to get into my arms, no cross to carry, no stained glass summaries of the tragedies of my life. Dear God, and by God, I mean you, I mean my Tita Tessie, I mean Safeway cashier, I mean nightlife dancer, I mean underpaid, overworked, exploited youth, you in any sense, I mean me, dear me. The power of your hand and your breath is the prayer and the response. My friends tell me about road trips and tours on the other side of an electric fence. They gush about small towns and how nice all the people are. They are easy talk, hole in the wall, oh my God, it was so good restaurants on the outskirts of safe city boundaries. They chuckle at the waitress, smacking gum with the red-haired updo. What'll it be? They tell me I should go. It is then that I wonder if they start to unsee me, forget that my skin is dressed in secret prohibition, disregard that my transness, so obvious it whispers murder to the ears of cis straight men when my back is turned, my intersections are scoffed at, holy watered down and delivered to the churches on all those main streets. I've heard that airplanes are the safest mode of transportation. I am randomly selected for a secondary screening every time I fly. I am careful to not bring sharp Q-tips. I buy shampoo at my destination. I carry my passport to travel domestic. I've heard there are stories to be told on road trips, but I don't remember what Ohio looks like. I can only remember the bark of the canine they sat me next to, how they searched my car for an answer to a question they never asked me. But it's the stories. It's all about the stories. A department store in small town Massachusetts rings a bell every time a person of color enters, and they won't take my money. In Spokane, Washington, they'll stare and stare and stare to try to decide if I deserve to live. In Montana, the men stand up at the gas stations when I approach because my queer and my brown are too much to take sitting down. In Idaho, they'll take my money, but they won't touch my hands. I keep stretching over, shocked by the electric currents of this is still reality, palisading me, not allowed, do not enter, wrong way, stop. Don't ask me why I'm not going this time, why I stay within speed limits, why I hate flying. Force me up against this electric fence and watch my fear turn numb, watch it keep me in the boundary line. So tell me the story of your last road trip. how you backpacked across the country, and how nice all the people are.